Our next speaker is Paul Brunoforte. On Thursday, April 14, Paul will be giving the speech you are about to hear at the first annual SRP TED Talk series. There were 40 entries and Paul was one of 5 people selected to give an 8 to 12 minute presentation. By the way, Michael Desiderio, who some of you know, is also one of the 5. So today, Paul is practicing his presentation and would like to get some practice and some feedback from all of you. If any of you have some time after the meeting, Paul would like to discuss some options he is considering for props and presentation materials. The title of the speech is Inspired by Nike. Please welcome Paul Brunoforte.
Who knows what the slogan is that goes along with this Nike swoosh?
Just do it.
Just do it. This slogan of just do it is arguably one of the most popular logos and slogans on the planet. But for me, it has much more meaning and has played an important role in my life journey. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our nice guest over here, John, the concept of just do it was introduced to me during workshops and seminars that I attended in the 1970s. And at these seminars, we learned how to make goals, how to establish those things that we wanted in life. And one of the things that we did is we practiced exercises on how to accomplish goals. Now this was long before Nike was around. And we had some slogans back then that were similar to this, like make it happen, action speaks louder than words. And my personal favorite, if it's gonna be, it's up to me. The philosophy was, you are 100% accountable for everything that happens in your life. So if you want something, if you have a dream, what you do is you set a goal, you make a plan, and you execute, which I did to the max. I became a living, breathing, goal-setting machine. I love this whole idea. I just thought this was the most fantastic thing. I even became a trainer. And sometimes when I was a trainer, I'd have some very lugubrious students who would come up and they'd be complaining about not being able to accomplish their goals, and they'd start whining. And somewhat callously, I would say to them, stop whining and just do it. I think somebody from Nike heard me. A few years later, Nike got the jump on me and they came out with my slogan. And they made millions of dollars on my slogan. So I thought about suing them. But I gave it a second thought because they did it and I didn't do it. So I wasn't going to sue them. Actually, I was elated. I went out, I bought everything Nike. I bought the hat, I bought the shirt, I bought the shoes, I bought the socks. I bought everything Nike. I even bought underwear that said, just do it. I thought this was fantastic. And I thought, now that this has been introduced, millions of people are going to start to be successful because they're going to just do it. And I thought, oh, way in the future, like in the year 2000, there'd be hundreds of millions of people in our country really successful because they're just doing it. But it didn't happen. I don't know when it was. I think it was somewhere in the mid-90s. We started rewarding underachieving. And you could see it in schools. No longer did kids have to try out to get on a team. You just go down, sign up, everybody made the team. And the kids didn't even practice. Why? Because everybody gets a participant trophy. In a league with 9 teams, they actually handed out 9th place ribbons. And then in academics. Now, many young people, some of you here probably have never even heard of this concept of getting left back in school. That disappeared because they were afraid to hurt the self-esteem of the little kids. So nobody got left back. They just kept promoting kids. When I was a kid in 7th grade in New York City, it wasn't unusual to be in a class with a kid who had a mustache. And he drove to school. It was great when you're 12, having a friend that, drives to school. That was really terrific for me also. But it was incredible that these kids would get promoted from one grade to the next, and we actually were graduating kids who could barely read or write. And they can't find China or Italy on a map. What was going on? And actually, it gets a little worse. Woody Allen is famously quoted as saying 90% of success is just showing up. And sadly, he may be right. And I see it getting even worse on Facebook, where we are congratulating people for not doing things. For instance, somebody puts on there, I haven't eaten a donut in 3 days. Oh yeah, 10 likes, you're so fantastic. I think that's terrific. Hope you can not eat a donut for another week or so. And somebody else said, I haven't been to the casino in a week. Oh, you're so terrific. I haven't watched television in 2 days. Oh, 10 likes. Oh, you're so great. Pretty soon, you're going to be seeing people post on Facebook, haven't beaten my kids in a week. Hey, oh, you're so terrific. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Has the world gone upside down, inside out? We're congratulating people for not doing things. And then it struck me like a lightning bolt. We live in a society with such abundance and such annoying machines outside the door. But we live in a society with such abundance and a media that promotes this abundance and instant gratification. And no one else has seen this trend come along. They have not seen this, not Nike, not Reebok. No one has seen this trend except me. And now I have the jump on Nike. And today I'm going to introduce to you the slogan and the logo for the 21st century, and it is, just don't do it. That's it. I realize you can become tremendously successful by not doing things. And I know you're all sitting there saying, Paul, this is exactly what I've been looking for. I want to be successful. I want to learn to be terrific by not doing things. What do I have to do? That's the beauty. It's about not doing things. And I've got some recommendations for you. See, it's right on the back of my shirt. And this way you can put down the things that you don't want to do, and your friends can help you. For instance, don't take others for granted. Just don't eat when you're not hungry. Just don't eat garbage food. Just don't drink sugary drinks. Just don't spend money on crap. Just don't ignore your kids. Just don't get drunk too often. Just don't be lazy. Just don't blame others. Just don't complain. Just don't stop learning. And most of all, just don't be mean. You see, if you can just not do these things for say 60 to 90 days, and ladies and gentlemen, this is where the magic comes in. If you can just not do these things for 90 days, you are going to feel so good about yourself. Here it comes. You're actually going to want to do things. It's amazing but true. You see, most of the reason most people don't accomplish goals, they don't get the things that they want in life, is because they have a poor self-image. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel they deserve the good things in life. By not doing things, you're going to feel so good about yourself, you're actually going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. I know what you're thinking. Oh, what do I have to do to get started? There you go. You don't have to do anything. It's about doing nothing. You don't have to buy the shirt. You don't even have to make a list because your spouse, your friends, your siblings, they'll make a list for you. But I warn you, if they make the list, you're going to need a 5XL shirt to fit it all on. But that's not a problem. Why? It's a list of things that you don't have to do. So ladies and gentlemen, go out, change your life forever, and start not doing things today. Mr. Toastmaster.